Welcome back to Anime Recap. In today's video, we are going to do a detailed recap of Record of Ragnarok, so you can figure out whether it is worth watching or not. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. God's the creator of mankind, and all things gather every 1,000 years in Valhalla Council to decide the fate of humanity for the next 1,000 years. Now another meeting is underway to decide whether mankind should be allowed to live or not. Unfortunately, taking into view the wicked nature of humans and destruction of land and seas, all the gods voted against mankind, and just before the verdict was going to be passed, Brunhild, a Valkyrie demigod, steps in and suggests to solve the matter in another way, as exterminating mankind is very anticlimactic. Brunhild proposes Ragnarok, a one-on-one match between mankind and gods. The gods agreed to it, considering how foolish it is, as a mere human does not stand a chance against a god. Thus, with this, the ultimate battle Ragnarok started. Brunhild was tasked to shortlist the warriors, as there will be a total of 13 matches, and the side claiming the first 7 victories will prevail. For the first bout, Brunhild summons Lu Bu Fengxian, an ancient Chinese warrior that is known as the strongest warrior in the history of mankind. On the other hand, gods select Thor to fight in the first fight. The first bout of Ragnarok begins as these two strongest warriors from different races face off each other with full force. Cut to the clash of Lu Bu and Thor. The backstory of Thor is revealed when Asgard was covered with giant walls to protect the place from frost giants. But one day, the giants attacked in group and nearly destroyed Asgard, but Thor came and took all of them down in a single blow with his hammer, and became known as Thor, the God of Thunder. Lu Bu's backstory is also revealed when he went on various adventures to train and test himself. After his long years of training, he became the strongest warrior alive, but he lost the joy of life as there were no more opponents left on Earth worthy of him, which left him in despair. With this ultimate battle in place, Lu Bu and Thor found their long-desired opponent. Thor uses his technique called Thor Hammer that summons powerful lightning, while Lu Bu uses a halberd to withstand it. The third episode features the secret behind the weapon halberd used by Lu Bu, as no human weapon is capable of withstanding a god's attack. Actually, Brunhild summons his 13 Valkyrie sisters and asks the 4th sister, Randritz, to offer herself to this warrior Lu Bu. The interaction of the Valkyrie soul with a human warrior resulted in a divine weapon, and this act was called Volund. All of mankind was cheering for this hero, but then Thor revealed the final form of his Mjolnir and strikes Lu Bu with his strongest technique, Garrod Thor's Hammer. Even though Lu Bu deflects his technique a few times, this time his legs break from the impact from Thor's hammer. Just when mankind lost all his hope and even Lu Bu thought his time has come, Red Hair, Lu Bu's horse, enters the battleground with new hope. Lu Bu somehow gets on the back of the Red Hare and approaches Thor with his ultimate final technique that he developed after several decades of training. The crowd cheers for Lu Bu as he lands his final blow called Sky Piercer at Thor, while Thor throws his hammer with all his might. After a tremendous blast, Thor is shown victorious as the arms of Lu Bu are destroyed. But there was a smile of joy on his face because he was finally able to fight a worthy opponent. Thor destroys the remaining body of Lu Bu, putting an end to him. After the death of Lu Bu, his army followed Thor so that they can be reunited with their lord. Thor answers their wishes by killing all of them as they desired. With this, the first battle had ended, and mankind is one step closer to extinction at the hands of God. The 5th episode features the grief of mankind and Brunhild upon Lu Bu's loss. Gal, the youngest sister of Valkyrie, asks Brunhild what happened to Lu Bu's soul after this, to which she replies, "There is no after this. His soul will return to dust and disappear." Upon hearing this, Gal started crying, but nothing can be done about it. For the second battle, Brunhild chooses Adam, the father of all mankind, the first creation of gods. Originally, the Indian god Shiva was selected to fight against Adam, but Zeus, the Greek god, steps in and swaps positions with him, which surprises Brunhild very much. Adam enters the battlefield with his amazing physique. On the other hand, Zeus appears with a dominating aura and uses his powers to boost up his physique. Reginleif, the 7th Valkyrie sister, offered herself as a weapon, knuckle dusters, to Adam, which he liked a lot. Zeus charges forward to attack Adam with the meteor jab technique, but to his surprise, after several clashes, Adam strikes back with the same moves as Zeus by using his ultimate ability called Eyes of the Lord. As gods created Adam as a reflection of themselves, Adam can copy every move of God thrown at him. Adam dominated the fight by striking powerful attacks at Zeus. A flashback of the moment when Adam was expelled from paradise is shown. Eve, the wife of Adam, was captured by the serpent, but Eve turned him down and escaped. But later, the serpent accused Eve of eating the forbidden apple. Eve was called in court and the gods decided to banish her from paradise. But Adam stepped in carrying the forbidden apple and began eating them and spitting them everywhere. He did it because he was ready to get banished along with his beloved Eve. The serpent attacked Adam with anger, but Adam copied his moves and killed him with claws. Adam left paradise with Eve for eternity. Brunhild tells Gaul that Adam's source of strength is his hatred for gods. But that was not true, as Adam said, "Do you need a reason to fight for your children?" To which all of mankind started crying, acknowledging the immense love of their father. Adam took Zeus to the ground with a fist that surpassed time. Adam landed a blow on Zeus and knocked him out, but Zeus stands up again. And acknowledging the strength of Adam, he starts transforming into his final form, the Adamas form, a deadly form of Zeus. The backstory of Zeus is shown when he killed his father Kronos in Titanicami tournament and became the mightiest god and ruler of cosmos and heaven. Zeus attacked Adam in his Adamas form, and everyone was shocked, but Adam eventually copied the techniques of his form as well. Even though Adam has the eyes of the Lord's ability, it puts strain on him and he can't use it for very long. On the other hand, Zeus also cannot use his Adamas form for too long, as it will overheat him. According to the spectator Loki, the battle is now a competition of time, as the one to overheat first will be defeated. Zeus and Adam continue landing blows on each other, but Adam reaches his limit first as blood flows from his eyes and he became blind, but he continued fighting with his fists, to the point of pinning down Zeus. Everyone thought that Adam had won, but the reality was bitter, as Adam was long dead, but his soul kept on fighting. Zeus said he was never impressed that much by anyone. Adam and Regenleaf turned to dust, and Zeus became the victor of the second bout. Even though humanity was much depressed by the loss of Adam, a burning fire was enlightened within them to defeat the gods. With this, the second bout was complete, and Brunhild was clenching her teeth due to defeat. Brunhild was struggling with who she should send for the third bout. Just then, an old man came in and said he would go next for mankind. The old man was Kojiro Sasaki, a Japanese swordsman also known as history's greatest loser. The god selected Poseidon, a Greek god also known as the Tyrant of the Ocean. The battlefield for the third bout was kind of special, consisting of a battleground surrounded by water. The third bout begins with Poseidon entering as the god's representative, and Kojiro entering as mankind's representative. Mankind was worried about the appearance of Kojiro, as they thought this old man was not strong enough to fight this battle. On the other hand, all the gods, including Brunhild, trembled at the fear of Poseidon, as he is considered the most fearsome god. The match started, but no one was attacking Kojiro, standing there with his sword, Monohoshizero, the divine weapon formed as a result of Volund by the second Valkyrie Hreist. Poseidon was not even looking at Kojiro, because he considered himself far superior, even superior to all gods. Even though nobody noticed except some gods, Kojiro was already fighting with Poseidon in his mind, and has been killed 18 times by him in his mind. It was one of the techniques of Kojiro called Thousand Image Defense, which allows Kojiro to form a virtual copy of his opponent in his mind, on which he can try various attack patterns. The story of Kojiro and Poseidon is explored. Poseidon was called the most fearsome god of the 12 Olympus gods, to which Brunhild told the backstory of the Olympus gods that in reality were 13 Olympus gods. Adamas, Greek god of conquest, was the older brother of Zeus and Poseidon, but when Zeus became the mightiest god of Kronos, Adamas decided to kill him, and he gathered an army of the most powerful monsters and approached Poseidon to join his side. But Poseidon didn't even look him in the eyes and called him a pathetic brother. Adamas attacked Poseidon in anger, but Poseidon killed him with his trident. Since that day, history was rewritten that there were only 12 gods of Olympus, and none objected to it in fear of Poseidon. On the other hand, the backstory of Kojiro is shown as he trained in a dojo, and whenever he was about to lose, he surrendered. Kojiro was the smartest swordsman in the history of mankind. He trained in the wild alone with wild animals and learned from them. After countless battles with the renowned swordsmen of that time, Kojiro learned from his techniques to defeat them in their mind, which was equal to drafting them in real life. In his way, at some point in life, he became the strongest swordsman in history. Finally, Kojiro took the initiative and attacked Poseidon with one of his ultimate techniques called Tsubumi Geishi that Poseidon dodges, but some of his hair falls off due to a slash of the sword. After this attack of Kojiro, Poseidon looks him in the eyes fiercely and advances towards him with strikes of his trident, which Kojiro easily deflects. Poseidon strikes with even greater speed and lands a blow on Kojiro's ribs. The wounded Kojiro is shown who is struggling with the continuous thrust attacks from the trident of Poseidon. After several clashes, Kojiro was again able to predict the movements of Poseidon and attacked him, but to his surprise, Poseidon countered it and breaks his divine weapon. Mankind lost its hope and the victory of Poseidon was confirmed. Kojiro gets a flashback of his final fight with Musashi Miyamoto, a legendary swordsman. He remembers the joy he experienced by fighting with him to become the #1 under the sun. After this, for the first time in his life, Kojiro wished for victory and stood again with his broken sword, unleashing the true power of Hrist Valkyrie, which resulted in 2 swords. With his new swords in hand, Kojiro attacks Poseidon using every ounce of experience he gained from the legendary swordsman of his time, and managed to kill Poseidon brutally. Classic underdog gets the win anime trope. With this first victory, mankind sheds tears. All the gods were shaken to their core upon seeing this, and they decided to take Ragnarok more seriously. In the season finale, the contestants of the 4th bout were revealed. Jack the Ripper, history's worst serial killer, representing mankind, will fight Hercules, Greek god, representing gods. They couldn't find anyone worse to represent mankind? Even though mankind has achieved 1 victory, 6 more victories are needed for their survival. Which side will prevail in Ragnarok? We will have to watch the 2nd season of Record of Ragnarok to find out more about it.